Hello, all. It's Deborah. It's Deborah Razzo here with the Women's Real Estate Network, and I'm here with one of my favorite women, Elisa Zhang. Elisa, I have to just tell you, we're putting on this event called SOAR. It's about women who are going big, and I am just so privileged that I have been able to watch Elisa go big, big. I think when we met, Alyssa, it was years ago, and you were in Seattle, and you were just, securing small multifamilies. Can you talk a little bit about the growth that you've had?
Yeah, definitely. I think I would have to attribute to education, the investment that you have to yourself, right? So I think that's really important because when me and Deborah has met each other, I had a couple of small multifamily
Yeah.
in Seattle that I operated myself. And then shortly after that, I started going to national conferences. And that's kind of when you met different pond, like fishes in bigger ponds.
Yeah.
And then I joined, mentorships groups and this and that. I just kind of really learned. And from that, it really helped me accelerate into now we have about 3,000 units across 3 states, and about $650 million of AUM, and which is asset under management with multifamily assets. So it's been kind of being a wild journey. And then you do kind of sometimes experience the symptom of running too fast, where people kind of need to hold you back a little bit. But that's kind of it's been a while, right? Definitely. And then a lot of tons of learning.
Yes, a ton of learning. And you know what? I think I want to just I want to just point out a couple things that you said. First of all, it's going to these places and learning things, right?
Mm,
And seeing people that are actually doing what you think can be done. But I
mhm.
think it's part of that is also believing, oh, it can be done,
Yeah.
right? I mean, here's Alyssa, running a $650 million portfolio of multifamily assets, right?
Mhm.
Now, did she start out going, that's what I want to do? No, her belief grew over time of like,
Mhm.
oh, I can do this, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's meeting those people that are doing it. Like I've met you and I've gone, wow, damn, she's gone big. I can go big.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. And you have been. You have your hands in so many different properties. There's so many different business model, which is like really up. I admire that. Where I'm
Yeah,
kind of like more on a single horses, right?
yeah,
So I think that this is really important. And then meeting people, peers like Deborah, like Jan,
yeah,
and it's really amazing because you create a band of essentially your tribe, your mentor group, and
right,
that helps you encourage either each other to bounce off ideas,
right.
um, make sure that you watch out for the markets changing and all that sort of stuff, getting ahead of it. So definitely like a lot of benefits for that.
Right. Hang out with people that are smarter with you than you. That's what I try to do.
That's
you
what I
know,
try to do too. Yes.
right.
Yeah,
So
put yourself in the room surrounded by people all smarter than you. Like you're like, great, this is a great room to be in.
this is a great room, great room. So
Yeah.
you mentioned Jen, and I'm just going to take a minute to let everybody know who we're talking about. So Jen Maldonado is, she actually has a fund that holds 3 hotels. I think she's involved in 5 hotels herself. And she's also involved in the Phoenix market. Well, Alyssa, although not all of her assets are in the Phoenix market, some of them are. And that's where SOAR is happening in Phoenix. And it's happening there because we want the opportunity. Oh, and Jen is going to be speaking there as well, just so everybody knows. We want the opportunity to be able to walk these assets and like listen to the story behind it, right?
Mhm.
How much did you acquire it for? How did you get it? Was it off market? Was it not? What is it your vision was for this? Is the vision turning out? Where are the bumps along the way? What's
Right.
gone great? That kind of stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing with one of the properties that you have in Phoenix, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. I believe it 10p or
It's,
so. Yeah, so a
yeah.
property like that. And it would be really great to kind of really walk the grounds of these apartments and talking about some of the business plan that we
Yeah.
had in place.
Yeah.
And then kind of seeing what the unit look like between,
Right.
two
Are,
different types.
are you upgrading the units? What do you consider important? I mean, this is valuable stuff. If you're looking at wanting to invest in apartments, this is the time for you to be able to really gather some of that information from a practical sponsor who's actually doing it, right? So it's really great that way. So Alyssa, what do you think that, as far as your growth goes, I know that you said education and who you surround yourself with, I know you're going to be coming and speaking at the event. How do you feel about sharing all this with a bunch of other women?
I feel really excited about this. Like it was interesting. 2 weeks ago, I was at a mastermind, and I was kind of writing down one of the exercise they had. It was like writing your vision on, because I'm a vision person. If you don't like, Deborah knows me well. I'm a vision person, high level. I'm like, I already know my vision. Blah, blah, blah." So I start doing the exercise and start writing it down. And actually, one of these things over the week, when we get together with other people, entrepreneurs and etc., what really kind of draw me in was the challenges a woman has to go through in terms of balancing their family life and also work and their aspirations, their dream, and their self guilt in some extent. So
Oh,
it drives me to kind of roll down this vision of like, hey, create 100 people mastermind with women entrepreneurs and helping addressing self-guilt issues, right? So like, I was like, oh, this is cool, like, because Deborah and I already talked about being there, so
yeah.
it really get me really excited because I really like really thank you to you people having this opportunity to get connected in a woman only environment, and not to say, hey, we exclude men. There's a lot of badass women, but some of the challenges are really unique, and you're able to kind of share that in that environment. Because if we tell the guys and basically, hey, we got to take care of 2 kids when I get home, like how do you balance work life, it's a different thing. Guys have to balance work life as well, but it's like a little bit different thing. And then you can have these conversations that's more layered, other than just kind of business, how do I grow bigger. It's kind of understanding internally what you really needed there. Right. So these opportunities, like I'm very excited to be in the all women's only event, the SOAR, and then being together with other badass women, and then how to figure out a way to inspire, folks who wants to just maybe a little bit behind us currently in the stages, and how can we kind of help them bridge to that gap? Yeah.
Right. And just so Alyssa is a mom and a wife. And I'm a wife. I just married again for the second time.
Woohoo.
And yeah, and just last night I was having a conversation with my husband because I have a work conflict with something that's important with him, and when you talk about the guilt, like
Yeah.
it's for real, right? It's for real, ladies,
Right.
and it's like, what are my choices and how can I navigate this? And it feels like always trying to figure out a compromise. And then how do you do things guilt free, right? How do you go, this is who I am and this is what I want to provide and this
Right.
is what I bring to the family, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a complicated issue. I think you're right. It has several layers, and it is so wonderful to be able to get together with a group of women who are navigating the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're navigating the same thing. How do we navigate this together, right? How do we be all of who we are and who we
Right.
can be and still be a mom and a wife and a girlfriend,
Yeah.
a daughter, it all comes up, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be discussing that as well as business.
Good.
Go to rensource.com and check it out. Day one is all education. Day two is all on a bus. We're taking a bus tour around all kinds of different assets and listening to the sponsors talk about them. So hopefully we'll see you all there. Alyssa, I can't wait to spend some time with you and have a drink.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. I look forward to see you, Deborah, and everybody who wants to kind of join us over there. You're gonna be like a meeting with some real people who's doing real deals, versus just out marketing stuff, which
Yeah.
is important as well. Uh,
Yes, it is important. Thank you for pointing that out. These are real women who are actually doing these deals themselves, right? These are practical sponsors that are in the field and dealing with all that has to offer.
yeah,
All right. Hopefully we'll see you all there. And Alyssa, thank you once again.
yeah. Thank you.